Yep, got it.
Hi, man. How are you?
Good.
All right. So, all right. So, before we start, a couple of little things. I'd just like to ask a couple of questions, things that I know about you, obviously, but this way for people who watch the video back and stuff, they can get a little information on you and have a better idea, just kind of what we're trying to accomplish with the video. So, a few questions. Obviously, this video we're watching is you playing at the center back position. Uh, I guess I'll start even sooner. Your first and last name,
Axel Perez.
okay, and then how long have you been playing now? When did you start playing soccer?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Probably like 8 years old, maybe younger.
8 years old. Okay, so you've been playing for a while. Where'd you positionally? Where did you start, and then where are you now?
Center back, and now I'm at midfield.
Okay, what caused the transition? You think just enjoyment?
Yeah, just enjoyment, scoring goals.
Okay, and then what levels have you played at?
I played CFC. I played Seesaw, but that was it Classic? Seesaw Classic, yeah.
Hmm.
And then I played at CFC. Was it Challenge?
Yep.
I think it was Challenge. Yeah, Challenge. Both years, and then my last year was the South Carolina Champions League.
All right. And then now
Now, I'm going into my first year of college soccer.
at D2, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so but you're coming in as well as a probably a midfielder.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so City D2. Okay. Where is the what's the desire? Like, what are you looking to accomplish? Your dream. Is it pro? Is it after college? I'm happy. I'll start working. What is it that you're looking to do?
Whatever God decides, if He gives me the opportunity to play after college, then that's what we'll do.
Awesome. That's a good answer. Uh, Obviously, in the video, we'll go over the specifics of strengths and weaknesses in that film. But what do you think overall as a player? What are your strengths?
Um, oof. Honestly, I don't know. I
What?
could say my defensive side, I'm pretty solid.
Okay.
I can get people. I can make good passes. I can get people into that final third to score a couple goals. I have a little bit of skill on me. Nothing too special, but I try to be a big impact on my team as much as possible.
Okay. That sounds, for not knowing, that sounds pretty well rounded. How about weaknesses? That one seems to be a little easier for people.
Weakness, obviously left foot. Left foot's my weakness. Sometimes it could be taking my shoulders. I get a little heated sometimes too. Um, let's say first time decision making also. Sometimes I kind of panic or overthink. Um, knowing when to release the ball or when to keep it. That's sometimes a big problem too.
Mm,
Trying to figure out the best possible pass there is, or long ball or etc.
right. Okay. And then a last one from me. Uh, in this match, just thinking back, how do you feel like you played before we even go over it?
I think I played. I think that was one of my best games, to be honest. I was really mentally in the game, very
Mm,
focused. It wasn't a game It was a game that I was going 100% in, 110% in. It wasn't a game I was, gonna get beat real easy.
did you have any specific reasons why you were 100% in?
Just I had a fantastic week in training, and then you know,
Yeah.
when you feel really confident, you just want to take it all.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. All right, just want to get a couple of those kind of questions, get to know you a little better, even though I think I know you pretty well. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you now. There we go. Okay, let me know when you can see that.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so we got about 23, 24 clips. The last one, though, was a good one, so that one will be a quick one. So a lot of little things, again. So this game here, you're playing Spartan High, and you're playing at the center back position. Um, I would say from watching the match, big things that hit me right away are you guys are definitely the more dominant team, and most of the opportunities that Spartanburg create against you guys are actually come from your, not you specifically, your team's individual mistakes. Like consistently, their chances come from mistakes. So I just want to go over the ways that you could have impacted that and taken advantage of it. Because I think honestly, you guys clean a few things up in this game. It's 4-5-0, easy. So right away in the first minute, yeah, we're at 135. Just double checking, you can see the red lines.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So right away at the beginning of the game, I ask myself, this is you, yeah? Why do we have 3 back? Now, that may be something that comes down to coaching, right? That may be something your coach is saying, hey, I want 3 back. And if that's the case, fine. I'm not going to ever go against what a coach says, even if that's not the way I play. But if it's not something, then this is an opportunity, especially someone who is comfortable in the midfield like yourself and someone who does like to get forward, to take advantage of, look at this giant gap of space. I mean, that they must respect you guys if they have their entire team basically back this far. So it doesn't matter who of these 3 defenders, but one of you should probably be in this area here so that we can quickly get forward and make chances quicker, or force one of them to come back to us and then open up space for one of our attackers. By you 3 sitting back, I mean honestly, I think you hurt the team, because now you don't take advantage of the numbers, right? You have less guys forward than you'd want. So this is an opportunity where I'd say really try to get forward quickly and try to see how you can get involved. Even if it's just to help switching the ball, I would rather switch the ball here and go this way than I would want to switch it back here, because now I have to cover an extra 20 or 10 yards, when instead I could just now go straight almost to goal, put it into a more dangerous position. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Um, for when it comes to communication, keeper, I'm pretty sure you guys had a keeper who was kind of new, so I could understand there may be some hesitancy. But usually I would tell the keeper, again, especially if they're one guy at the halfway line, I'd have my keeper up here somewhere, just so if we do have to play back, now it's a 10 to 20 yard pass, not a 50-yard pass. Just again, very small things, but I want to be critical so we can fix these things. I think that's the only thing from this play I saw. Just really positionally, how can we be better? I mean, look at that. That's crazy space. There's no reason one of these guys isn't there.
Yeah,
Again,
that's true.
if it's at any time, if I'm giving you feedback and it's something like, no, my coach specifically said this, tell me, because that's different. That's always different. You always listen to your
Yeah.
coach first. Okay, let's see this one. Oh, it's the same one. Let's go to the next one. I think I have to. Doesn't just automatically. Okay. Ah, that's why. Okay, there we go. All right, next clip. Yeah, this one I think I'm just making the same point. I watched the match now. Now we're at 2 minutes in, and look at the defenders back here. Same exact place. You guys haven't moved at all, and he's just sitting there by himself again. If we're gonna have 3 back here, let's say we are just gonna sit back. Why are we not like, honestly, just man mark the guy? Like, just make sure, because if at any time they can find his feet, for every second that he holds that ball at his feet, he's accomplishing something, and we're allowing him to accomplish it, because now he's having a hold-up play for his team to potentially counter, right? But if we're on his back right away and we can challenge, even foul him, whatever, I'd rather the foul be here than up the field, right?
Yeah.
It's a 3v1. Like, there has to be more communication. We can't just turn off. It doesn't matter how dominant you are in the game. Don't turn off. keep yourself involved at all times, like you did yesterday. Put the game to bed in the first 5 minutes because you don't know what's going to happen for the other 90. You know.
Mhm.
So that one's pretty simple. Okay, this one, now we get yourself more involved here. So you play, the ball comes in, and I'm going to play it a little more just to see it. First time with your right foot, right? That's right away one of the weaknesses you talked about, right? When you're in here, the ball is traveling across here, but you have this guy pressing you here. When you step to that ball, it has to be a left foot pass. Obviously, you probably want to play this guy. Even if you want to play this, that's fine, but it has to be left foot because when you hit it with your left foot, naturally it's going to curve this way, and that's away from this guy. When you hit right, it's going to curve this way, and now that angle, he has a better chance of meeting that ball right there than he would if it was like this. Now he would have to chase all the way here, and if he doesn't get that ball, which he's not going to, now this guy can go into space immediately, right? Because the only guy who can pressure him at this moment is this guy.
Just the middle. Yeah.
If this guy, I think that's Chris, as
Yes,
soon
Chris.
as, and this is Jose, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Jose.
If Jose receives the ball, right away, this guy's probably going to step. And when he does, Chris can open up, Jose can play him, and now Chris is in a 1v1. I know Chris pretty well, and if Chris is in a 1v1, he's probably going to go score.
Yeah.
So it's such a small difference, right? But the difference is a goal or losing the ball. And so here we lose possession of the ball very cheaply, very unnecessary, just by using the wrong foot. So use that left foot there. I mean, the ball you get coming in isn't the best, so I'm okay with you playing one touch. I don't think you like need to take a touch or anything, but just use the other foot. Did I skip this one? I think I went past this one. Okay, so this one here, this is just the keeping really in the game, making sure you're turned on, because this is one of those moments I feel is almost just kind of going through the motions and you kind of switched off for a moment. I think that's Alex.
Yes,
I want to
Alex.
say Alex, as soon as he receives that ball, look at this gap of space. I mean, it's massive. As soon as he gets that, you should be driving forward, asking for the ball for a little layoff, because then you're getting the ball here, and right away you're gonna pull one of these midfielders. One of these guys is gonna have to step to you, and it's gonna open up space somewhere, right? You're gonna move their entire team. They overcommitted so many guys here. This whole field is open. If they're only leaving one forward to put pressure on you guys, there's no reason to have four in the back if they only have one forward, right? Take advantage of that. This guy step up. That allows this guy to step up, and then you step up into the midfield, right? You're that's one pro to you being a center back, I believe, is that you're comfortable on the ball, and so when you should be wanting to get forward when the space is available, and this is a perfect moment because then they have to change the way they play when now even a center back could be taking space. And it may be where you're just taking one touch and then right away going getting it off your foot, but that's still you just covered 10 yards for us that we don't have to cover now. I think if we keep watching the play. So he ends up playing instead because this is partially I'd say two guys' fault. So I put blame on you because maybe there wasn't enough communication. If there was, that's fine. But I also put blame on this guy because he's not paying attention. He instead plays it back to where we just got it, and because they've overcommitted numbers here, we actually play to help them because now they don't have to press as hard because it's already in the area they are. If that ball goes this way, now all these guys got to go sprint over there, and now they're out of position. You're making them work more, etc. Right? So
Yes, sir.
as soon as you see that opportunity, you should just see this open space and immediately be talking to him so he can just one time it to you and you're gone. Let's see what else happens. I think that's yeah, and then we end up actually look what it ends up turning into, just the ball going out of bounds. So we get lucky and it hits this guy, but in that potential, he was going to go long ball, and then do we win long balls? We don't know. There's a
No.
chance, right? Sure, it could be this guy runs onto it, goes in, great. But instead, we play you, and now we keep the ball, we keep possession. We don't give away these dumb chances that can turn into something. All right, let's see. This one we talked about. Okay, this one may be very much what I was talking about with coaches. I think you're taking the goal kick.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no problem with you taking a goal kick again, especially if it's a keeper who's not confident. Blah blah blah. Is it something that is discussed with you guys as a team to go long ball? or is that just
Yeah, long ball. Yeah.
okay? All right, that's totally fine. If it's something that you as a team do, no problem. But I just was gonna say, if not, then we should be trying to find feet. Blah blah blah. So we'll just move on from that one. Let's see. Okay, big ball out. So this one is a little more, I guess I'm talking to this guy. So what I'm just trying to get you to do is, and I can't hear you, so you could have said this, it's just the communication part. Because they're only, I'm going to move it forward a little, get that line out of the way. Because there's only one guy here, and he's not really, I mean, there's still space before he's on him. Jose probably had time to turn his body, so his hips like this, so 1 foot this way, 1 foot this way, and instead of taking that touch forward like he does, he probably could have touched it and then played it backwards to you guys right away. Because if you watch the play, he ends up getting under pressure, and it kind of works out, but look what we end up doing anyways. We end up playing it to
Going
you
back.
anyways. Right.
Yeah.
So instead, let's skip a step, let's hurry things up, and right away tell Jose, man coming on, can you play me? Right? Instead, from here, as that ball's coming out of the air, turns his body, keeps it open, because a beautiful thing about if he chests it down and keeps his body like this is if this guy presses from here, he can go this way or he can go this way. But when he takes his touch this way, now he's already told that guy exactly where he's going to go, and he's limited. Right now, he can only go that way, and again, it works out. But do we even need to get there?
No.
Imagine how much quicker we could have played if his body's like this. He plays you. This guy hopefully recognizes that and immediately goes forward. Your next touch can boom, be right to him, and we're sprinting down the other side of the field. You're making their team work so much more, and you're not. You're moving the ball. It's the small little things like this guy. He's so out of why is he not here? Anyways, but little things like that. If you could have communicated that, make sure you do that. That's how you can improve that play.
Yes, sir.
Let's see the next. Okay, so you end up giving away a foul here. Now, why does the foul happen to begin with? That's what I want to talk about. So you play it first time to I think that's Chris actually.
It's Diego. He's
Okay,
new. He's a freshman.
okay. So you play this ball, but you play it very softly. He has one, two. This guy's too far away, but I mean this guy as well. So he has two that are looking to get on him right away, which you, as the guy looking at the field, need to be aware of these guys, right? So when you know if you're going to use him, even if it's just a wall pass, like just real quick, it needs to be quick and hard to his feet. If he can't handle it, that's on him. But if you play him a little girl pass, as we say, now it's on you. So the pass you give to him doesn't have enough on it, and it's not directly to his feet. Anytime you're playing somebody with pressure, it needs to be directly to their feet, unless you're playing it into like if you're playing this guy, you might play him into space because there is space. Him, there's no space. This guy would just pick up the ball. So you need to play his feet. Because we don't play his feet, he kind of stumbles. After that, it's on him, his touch after the stumble. But the stumble initially is just because the pass isn't to his feet. Then he gives up possession, and then you end up having to foul a guy to make sure they don't get an opportunity. So it's what I said at the beginning. Most of their opportunities come completely from fouls, mistakes, little things from you guys that are completely unnecessary. So let's watch it again in its entirety. Yeah. It's just such a soft pass there. And I don't know if you communicated with him, but that should be immediately what you're saying. Before you even pass it, your thought should be, I'm playing you and I expect it back. Because what that's gonna do is imagine if he played that right away. Now look at this gap of space. Because both of these guys are committed on him. You could have right away left foot to him, right foot to him. If you're feeling it, no, I would not do that actually. One of these two guys, you could just play their feet right away. And now both of these midfielders are out of the game, leaving 1v2. I think that's Carter, and I think that's Alex. You
Yeah.
give it to Carter with a 1v1, you know that man's gone. You
Yeah,
know
he's
it,
gone.
exactly. He's gonna create an opportunity, and that all starts from here. Something so simple. Like they right away should be punished for their bad positioning, for their overcommitment. And if we don't punish it, and they come away with a free kick, they're gonna keep doing it. So you gotta make them suffer for their mistakes, and then just keep taking advantage of it. Because at some point in the game, who knows when they wise up and they stop doing it? And then did
Yeah.
you take advantage of the opportunities when you had them? So honestly, let me watch here. I mean, it is a foul. The foul is probably a little unnecessary, but I get it. So I can't be too critical there. But how do we fix so it never happens? That's always my more important
Harder
thing.
pass.
Right. And then tell him, hey, I want that ball back. Demand that ball back. Let's see this one. So, uh, this one here, it's immediately long ball. I know there is a guy coming, but I feel like you had more than enough time to find this guy. Maybe not this guy because he's being pressed, but you play this midfielder right here, and he can easily turn or work, little 1-2s with this guy. There's opportunity where we don't have to just clear the ball. Because look, if you play him here, right away, these three are out of position. He can play this guy, and then this guy can look to play it into this space right away. I mean, this guy, I don't know who this guy is, but he seems pretty athletic, and he seems like he's willing to run for you guys. So if instead of the big ball, right, where we're taking a chance, we play here, if this guy can find one of their feet, look at the gap of space here. This man's in, and we can play him in space. We can go ourselves. There's so much opportunity, but we clear it right away. So again, I ask before I get too critical on long ball, is that something that you guys as a team, you just clear it, or was that just you not having composure in that moment?
At the time, it was because of the keeper, so we just try to clear everything out,
Yeah,
not make it as dangerous in the back.
I'm trying to just play the clip so that way it's no. Yeah, yeah, for sure you had time. I mean, this guy slows down like before you even get to the ball, so you
But yeah,
def.
that was on me because yeah, I should have took my time and try to figure out something out.
Yeah, you probably do need to play one touch there, but you it didn't need to be big. Now this guy, I think, helps when you guys have to go big because again his work rate and everything, it puts you guys in. There's a few opportunities you guys make that shouldn't be just because he's quick, so it can be very easy in a game to just get lazy when you have that kind of player, so you just got to be aware of it so it doesn't happen too much. Let's see the next one. So I believe same thing. You have two guys pressing you, right? But they're both coming from one side. So that means you don't have to worry about like making a decision. They've made the decision for you. They have said, I'm coming from this side, I'm coming from this side. So this passes on, right? If you're feeling confident, maybe even that pass, because it looks like he's coming to check to you. If he was running away, I would say no. But because he looks like he's coming to check, you could even play his feet, and then he can potentially lay it off to this guy as he's running forward. A lot of opportunity, but instead we go big ball. And then what really is the I believe I stopped the clip, but I believe you end up losing possession. That's where I get more like we have to keep possession, keeping possession. Because if you go big ball and you keep it, fine for that one. But if we honestly, most of the times you guys went big, you lost possession. So it's just a silly reason against a team that you're so much stronger than to even don't even let them be in the game. There's no reason. Yeah, simple. Wonderful header by that guy. I might know some of them, so maybe I should be nice. Okay, so this one, simple. Like my note, pass is fine. Use your left foot. It's the same thing. You did a good job. You had one time quickly because this guy's pressing you. You even have your head up and find the target. Awesome. Use your left foot. Same exact reason. Right foot, ball goes like that because it's just natural. That's how your hips turn. Left foot, ball would go like that. So it goes directly into the open space. There's a chance of this guy intercepting, of this guy intercepting. We just don't want them to have the chance to intercept the ball. That's it. Super simple. I mean, the pass, again, completely fine. Gets to its man. No worries. That's the easy one. Oops. There we go. Is that you who scored?
Nah, I was right in front of him. I
Okay.
actually pushed him into the ball.
I couldn't tell if it was you, so I just added it just in case it was, and I just said, can't tell if it was you. If so, well done. I mean, that's good composure. They're completely out of position. It's wide open. Just not, skying it over. Just easy. Good job. Somebody's got to be there. Okay. So this one I think you can almost see right away. He takes his touch this way, but right away that's going to put him, again, press. This guy could potentially press. This guy is coming at him. Instead, he should have right away, let's take it back to, as he's receiving it here, right away you should be yelling at him, drop it to me, because you should see this guy coming. So right away you should be talking to him. Drop it to me, and then you could just now take a touch to the left and then play a ball down the line. You could first time it into this big gap of space and let this guy run, because look at their defense. It's so out of position. Completely out of position. This guy is definitely going to get into this area before any of these guys are. And then he seems like he might be able to hold it up, or maybe just get us forward into the field, whatever. But so many more opportunities. But because we allow Jose to take a touch, and he takes a touch the wrong direction, it gets us in trouble. So right away, you should be screaming at him, give me the ball, man coming, whatever. If he doesn't listen, that's different. But I don't know if you did. So it's just a mistake on our end. We get a foul out of it because he gets his body in the way. So this one, I thought you did a good job, actually. I think you had to slide here, believe it or not, because if you would have stayed shoulder to shoulder, because you're coming this here, you would have just thrown him into the crowd for sure. And because of the team that it is, no comments, they probably would have complained and got you a card. So probably the right call to slide and just make sure you got the ball. My biggest note here is actually not you, it's this guy. So after you got up, you should be screaming at this guy, because watch his speed before he knows if you're going to get the ball, and watch his speed after he sees you're going to get the ball walking.
He walked.
He's like, "Oh, Axel's got it." But what if you didn't? Right? What if for some reason he gets a little toe to it and you're already on the ground and he's in? Right? This guy's never going to recover now. So
Yeah.
that's a moment where you, as a senior, as a leader, and as a center back, need to be on this guy. Like, hey man, that's not good enough. You should be sprinting back, especially because I'm pretty sure this whole thing started because of his mistake. I don't have the full clip right here, but I'm pretty sure. So it's like that. He should right away understand this is my responsibility to fix it, not yours. You know. So
Hmm.
that's just a talking moment. That's a be confident in yourself. Tell your teammates, they got to clean it up.
I actually tried to keep the ball in that play, but it was raining, so I just slid out.
No, I think it was fine. You had to get to the ball. That was number one priority. If you can keep it, that's best case scenario, but that's not always going to happen, and that's okay. But I wanted to make sure to mention that the slide in that specific scenario, I think, was the right call, because genuinely it's so hard to slow yourself down when you're here. Like, you're coming full speed like this, and you're gonna meet up with that guy, so you're gonna shoulder to shoulder, and the chances of him just going flying are high. So we know refs are not the best, so the chances of you getting a call are high as well. So the slide makes sure you get the ball and don't touch the guy. All right, let's see. Okay, so this one here, I understand uh, you can't know that this guy's going to push this guy and win the ball, but because right now this guy's not really doing much, you see this guy coming right away. Your number one priority now should be dropping even farther, right? It should be. I mean, this guy's so out of position, so you almost have to do his job and your job. So you should just go ahead and keep dropping even more. You kind of slow down in here. I guess you're expecting maybe him to play feet, so you want to go in for that tackle. But the thing is, he actually makes a very good decision and says, no, I'll just play it into the open space, and this guy can run onto it. Because you're last man, this is your job. You have two midfielders here. If he plays feet, they'll deal with it. Your job is just to slow it down and to make sure nothing goes over our head as the last man. So the ball here goes over your head. Keep playing it. And it's just, you get it just enough of a touch. Keeper does a good job to come out as well. But 1 inch lower, and all of a sudden he's in on goal potentially. And it's something
Yeah.
so simple, because it's so easy to go forward. It's very hard to go backwards. So start at a farther back position, and then you can always go forward. That's easy. You could even potentially, who knows, if he's not pressing you hard enough, you chest it and keep the ball, whatever. But start, because this guy's out of position so much, and you have two midfielders, let them do the stepping. You need to worry about the ball in behind. If this guy, I want to say like he should have helped a little, but he really can't, because prior to the pass, he doesn't know if this guy's just going to turn and go, and he needs to stay and be the cover. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see the next one. Okay, great jump again. Oh, I was trying to figure out what my note was about. So, look here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this guy is not really working yet, but he can go. You've got midfielders. You've got the number advantage right here, but nobody's challenging him. Like, why do we not have somebody? It probably should be you, honestly, because this guy's here. You've got your center back. He can always come back and support us if needed to just press this guy. You've got numbers, so this guy should not be getting a free header. He misses again, so it works out. But if he brings that down on his chest, now he's turning and he's got support. I mean, this guy's going to get involved in the attack quickly. So it's just never, never, never should this guy be getting a free touch. Doesn't matter who it is. Your midfielder's out of position. It doesn't matter. With the numbers we have here, you should be definitely stepping. This one just says why. Yeah, you have one guy pressing you very slowly, and then there's absolutely nobody. When that ball's, let me see if I can rewind it a little. Yep. As this ball's coming, just use that left foot. Yep, turn, and then just play it this way. Keep the ball. You play a midfielder, whatever.
I don't even remember that, to be honest.
That's honestly my comment there says it just says why. Like, you have better composure than that for sure. I mean, it's coming. I don't know why it keeps clipping like that. But anyways, you had time and space. There's no reason to play the big ball. Okay, so this one, you just clear it, right? I get it. You have a guy pressing. I have a couple of and maybe this one's me asking too much. So if you think it would be too much technical, then that's fine. If you felt like you just need to get it out, it's fine. But here, honestly, I feel like, so he's not pressing that hard. He's in the vicinity, yes, but he's not pressing that hard. As you obviously are going to get that ball first, I would ask, could you have used the outside of your right foot to go this way? Right? And then worst comes to worst, this guy's on your back, but you have so much time that he's not going to take you down without fouling you from the back. So you take that touch with the outside of your right foot, and then now you're just looking to play one of these guys instead of just clearing it, right? Keeper is totally out of position, so I understand you not playing him. But that's another place where you can use your voice and let him know, hey, because this all started back here, right? If we watch it, this started now in here. So as you're running after that ball, kind of take a look at the keeper, and if he's again out of position, talk to him. No, go back to goal, go back to goal. So you have that drop opportunity, you have that chance, but then it's more dependent on this guy, what he does. Because if he doesn't press hard, you can just play your keeper and we're good. I don't know, how much do you trust your keeper's feet?
Yeah, not much.
Okay.
That's why I just cleared it out.
Okay, and those are the factors I'm not aware of, so I just have to. So let's just take the keeper out of the situation then, pretend he's not even available. I still feel like you can, if you have some composure there, you can just use the outside of your right foot and just, you don't even have to dribble. You take one touch, now you turn your hips, and then you can play any of these guys, and you're fine. Because this guy's really not pressing that
Yeah, it
hard.
was just one guy. I didn't even notice that.
Right. It's all the little things, super simple, but you clean up all these things, different game. Okay, let's see. So, what's the takeaway from watching that?
I should have got to the ball first.
So you're seeing this right here. Is that what you're talking about?
No, when it first bounced, when he hit it over.
Like here?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's actually perfect, because my point with it, and the reason why I made the clip so long, is where did it actually begin? You get a ball played to you and you go big ball. And then look what it turns into. They win it, one good ball, and now it's an opportunity. Right? If he doesn't get that tackle there, potentially it's a goal. And that all starts from your clearance out. So
Yeah, I
that's
should have kept that ball.
right. I think that's such a good moment and so important to see, because now it's like that's just perfectly showing you what, when people just clear the ball and they just have no, they're like, whatever, we'll see what happens. This is the instant impact just clearing the ball can have on you. You could have been scored on, and at this time, now it's a tie game. Who knows going into halftime if that pushes them to start, whatever. It's a different game from just something so small and simple. Because watching it back, this guy's barely coming at you, right? You can either play it back again. Okay, you don't trust keeper, fine. You can look to play feet. Honestly, and this may be me being a little biased, I trust you to just dribble here. Like, just take a touch forward and then look to play like this guy, and then boom, you go back to your position. But one big ball, nobody challenges for it. One touch, boom. And I mean, that's actually well done by Spartanburg too. They played that very quickly and they almost made something out of it. So really make sure, try to change your mindset that when you're clearing a ball, it's because that was literally the last resort. When that's all you've got, completely fine.
Okay.
I just said well done. That's all. It's a good free kick. You kept it on frame. You guys have
That
that little.
keeper's huge.
Yeah, I mean, he got a touch to it. Obviously, you work on your free kicks a lot, so it shows. That's it. You did a good job. You score the next one, so that's all that matters. Let's see. Yeah. So you have one here. Unless again, this you kind of answered me. Unless the direction is from the 30-yard line to go big ball into the box, which I never feel like is the right answer. Unless that is explicitly what your coach is telling you, why not run right here, ask for the ball, get at your feet, and turn? Like, look, they have 1, 2, 3. That's it. Everyone else is in the box, right? Get here, get the ball. Maybe you dribble into this area, and then you could even serve the ball in the box. I don't care, but why are we doing it from here when we could do it from here? That just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's where I want to see from you specifically that confidence come out. Like, hey, I want the ball at my feet. Why are we going long ball? Give it to me. I'm going to be more dangerous than you are. Right? That's the mentality you should have, especially if you're going to be playing in a midfield at college now, right? That's
Yeah.
those that you got to have that confidence, that want to have the ball, especially as a creative player, because you're going to try 10 things and only one of them is going to work potentially, but you need to get the ball 10 times for have that to get that one to work. So you constantly should be needing the ball. Like, I know I'm very biased because I'm a United fan, but you watch Bruno in the midfield, and that guy demands the ball constantly. He's like, "You give me the ball right now." He'll lose it, the team will win it back, and he's like, "Give it to me." He doesn't care because he's just going to keep making those opportunities, and one of them's going to work. Simple little things. All right, we only got about 4 more, I think. Okay, so this one, you just get beat very easily defensively. So let me pause it a little bit. See if I can pause it here. So I know you know this stuff. When you're positioning your body, it should be farther this way because that makes him only have this way. You start jockeying him much too early, and so you still allow him to go this way or this way. Right now his positioning, he can go either way. Because you have support on this side and because we don't care if they have the line, if we have to make a decision, you should really be making sure you're covering the inside, right? Because also your hips are turned that way. And so if he goes inside of you, it's going to be very difficult to not foul him, which is exactly what ends up happening. Here, you end up you're trying to go for the ball fine, but it ends up becoming a foul. I don't think you get a card for it.
No.
No. But again, we give them a set piece in a dangerous area. One of their only most of their opportunities are set pieces, and it's from silly fouls. So just better positioning. Really be aware of your team, right? You had no reason to foul him as well because even if he does beat you here, you've got a guy here and you've got a guy here tracking. They're not taking advantage of the width here either, so you would have been covered. So that's just where you need to really be aware of your surroundings. Okay, I have a teammate here, I have cover, I have a midfielder. I just need to jockey as long as possible, slow them down. I don't need to win this ball. Right? If this guy's not in the picture, then yes, you take him out. That's fine. Right? Give a free kick out here. Nobody cares. If this guy even isn't in the picture, I might be a little more. I still feel like it's up to this guy. If this guy's not here, fine. If he is, you shouldn't be doing that because you can easily just get back on the other side and help cover for him if he does a good job. So pretty simple. It's just a silly foul. Oh, this one is honestly just to laugh at whoever. Okay, who is this?
I'm really not sure. Oh, I think that's Landon's brother, Hayden.
Oh, Hayden. Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I like making fun of Hayden. I just thought his the way he runs is funny. That's literally it. Look at his head go back when he starts running. Just made me laugh. I'm gonna have to send that to Hayden. Dude, you run funny. Let's see. So this one, it puts you in an awkward situation for no good reason. So here, you let it bounce in front of you. You should not let it bounce there. You can get to that. You can right away hit it first time. Because it bounces too, it puts you in an awkward situation, and you're staying away from using your left foot, so it makes it even more uncomfortable. So in this situation, don't let it bounce, use your left foot. So if you would have stepped there and then just right away, there's no pressure here. So it's not even about like, oh, you have time and space. It's more that even if you had a bad pass, I really doubt your pass is going to be so bad it goes to this guy, right? Even a bad pass, it might go here, it might go here, but he can deal with that. But when you play with the right foot and it's now bouncing, now it makes his life way harder. And again, that angle, it's such a small thing, but it makes a massive difference. So just step to it, use the left foot. You could have played this guy, you could have played this guy. Honestly, you have so many options here. I think it ends up being fine. Yeah. Well, then what is he doing?
He just ripped it.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously he should have probably taken his touch this or whatever. But we're trying to work on fixing you. And I think I only got like one more, dude. Oh, we just saw that one. So this is just the good one. This is the one we all want to see. This is why we paid the money to be here. That's good celebration too. So good free kick under the wall. Not enough people do that, I think. The good old Ronaldinho. I love the keeper too. He's like here. He's giving up. He's already given up. He knows. He's like I have been scored on. So overall, good free kick. Did you purposely were going under the wall?
Yeah,
Nice.
cause over every time I had another one before that one, and
Yep.
every time I would hit it over, he would just take 2 steps and just block it because he was so big. So I was like, maybe if I just hit it on the ground, he will
Yep.
not get to it.
Well, that's great. And
And yeah,
most walls jump. I mean, I would say 9 out of 10 walls jump, unless like they've done some coaching and they know that you're a person who might go into the wall. People are gonna jump, so it's like your chances are very high, and it's so hard for the keeper to see. So that's most of my stuff from that. That's just the first half. I didn't even touch the second half because I felt like we had a lot there, and it's. I have a feeling just from the dominance of the first half that the second half was very similar, and it's just so many little things that aren't. If you're not being critical, it's just like we won, I did a good job. But like it's so many little things that are gonna
to make
bite
us
you.
better. Yeah,
Well, yeah, you. Like I'm worried about making you better because you're gonna play at a different level next year, and it's gonna be almost like a culture shock. You know what I mean? But of soccer, and it's gonna take time to adapt to the speed of play and the strength of players, and the fact that sometimes you're gonna be playing against men instead of guys your age now, and it's all those little things will add up very quickly. Like those guys who at the top weren't pressing you when you use the wrong foot will be pressing you now, and if you use that wrong foot, they're gonna make you suffer. So it's all the little things we can clean that stuff up, and you are technical enough where you can do those things. If I didn't think you could do them, I may say this is something you need to work on, but I already know you can do it right now. So it's just adding it to your game. So do you have questions for me at all? It doesn't even have to be about this video, just anything.
just mostly it's like that left foot. And then going into the middle, most of the time I couldn't, step up a lot because they wanted me to, stay firm in the back and just stay back there. Usually our back line stayed very still. The only ones that could press up at times were our left and right back.
Right. So um, what results were negative for you guys this season? Like which matches did you guys either lose or just played badly?
Malden.
Right. So Malden obviously have a group of players who are stronger, much stronger individually, right? And so they're a team who, when you leave four back against one striker, even if they played two strikers, they're going to make you suffer because if your team is not as strong as they are individually, then you cannot allow your team to play man on man. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You need to make everything into 2v1. And the only way you can make everything into a 2v1 is when there is time and space to leave. I don't want to necessarily use the word leave your position, but to utilize another position, you got to do that. And so if they're only leaving one striker forward and you can press up, 5-10 yards, but now it allows your number 6 or whoever's in the midfield to step up and press someone else, that could change the game because it's one less guy who can get a touch to it or turn or be dangerous. So I personally don't look at it as you're leaving your position. I feel like you're just doing your job earlier than you would have had to, right? I would rather you step and stop a guy, foul a guy, whatever, at the half, or not, maybe not the halfway line, but around in the video around the 30-yard line, than waiting for him to turn, go at you, and then we do it at the 10, and then we give away a foul. It's about timing and space, but I promise you, if you step forward at the right times and you're successful, no one's going to say a word. It's knowing those right times, right? So what happens a lot of times, unfortunately, is that you get frustrated because someone makes a mistake, and then you just say, "Hey, just stay in your position," right? But
Yeah.
that's not fixing the problem, because if you would have been successful, they would have said, "Well done, perfect, great job." So it's not that you did something wrong; it's when you did it, right? So you have to be able to play with that, because it's important to know those times, because that is the difference between good and great players. They know those differences. They identify it immediately. Oh, there's a gap of space. You're out of position. That's mine now, and there's no
Like,
Go ahead.
I know I can do it. Like, I know I can step up in that space and
Yeah.
utilize that space, but it's the, like, am I allowed to do it or can I do it,
Well, there's one way to find out.
Because, well, the way I would, press my team up is like we all step up, not just one, but I always had in mind to play like a stopper sweeper type thing.
Yeah, it's because of your goalkeeper situation. I can understand not your entire back line moving forward, because if you don't feel, the only way it works when you have your full back four is if you have a keeper who can come out, because that
Yeah.
way if there's not 50 yards for a striker to run into, the keeper can just quickly come. If you don't have a keeper you're confident in that, then I can understand leaving maybe 3, but I don't feel like you need all 4 is what I'm trying to say. I feel like you could easily comfortably have 3, and then when those few opportunities come forward, and I'm not even saying you need to dribble the whole team or go all the way.
Yeah.
You could just simply take one touch into space, get off your foot, and then go right back to your position. Right? It's when the time is right. That's all.
Sometimes utilizing that space and just giving one little pass can, like,
Yeah, because
put us in a good position.
the midfielder who would have made that pass is probably being marked. So if you're not, you just do his job. That's all. What else? Any other questions or thoughts?
Um, Not really, coach. I want to find a one that, will see me in the midfield a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know if you had any games with Dortmund in the midfield. Did you?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll center back.
Yeah. Maybe we end up revisiting this once the season begins. NGU. I don't know if there's any other opportunities to get video or anything.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, especially with everything going on. Who knows? All right, dude. Well, I won't keep you around. I know you're gonna go play. So if you think of anything or have any questions, just let me know.
Would you say, like, let's say,
Yeah.
how when I forgot what number clip. I think it was like around the 30s where you said where it's just me and the center back, and then I actually kicked it out instead of keeping it.
Yeah. See if I can find it.
So you said turn with my right foot.
Yes. Here, let me find it. Uh, it's so much easier if I'm like a part of your guys' group. Let's see. It was one of the farther ones. No, not this one. No, not this one. I'm gonna find it. No, that's the long ball.
I think it's 22.
No, that's a.
No,
It's just a free kick. The heck? I feel like I skipped it. We looked at 26, I believe. Yeah, we looked at this one. 27. No.
that's a foul.
20. I don't think it's this one. No, that's just the bounce.
It might be early on in
Here
the
it is.
game.
This
Oh,
one.
there it is.
Yep.
That one.
So what I'm saying is, instead of just clearing it, right? Because let's think absolute worst case scenario. This probably isn't going to happen, but worst case scenario, he gets a header to it or something and is able to get it down. He's going to goal. Uh, so you don't ever want to clear it across the one guy. Also, freak things happen. What if you don't get a good clearance and you hit a teammate with it? What if all of a sudden it bounces off him and it's boom in space and he's going to goal? All those little things are they're probably not going to happen, but why risk it? So if you go back just a little bit, there was a moment like right here. Because he's not like sprinting at you, and also just because I feel like you're comfortable enough to do this, if you use your right foot here and turn that direction, so like outside of the right foot, kind of like chop it into this space, then you could just turn your hips, right? You would just turn around, and then you can either dribble out depending on if he keeps pressing you, or you just play 1, 2, 3, 4. You have all these guys here. Easily could have just played one of them because these guys aren't really trying to run at you guys. It seems like their instructions were to stay back a bit. So you have all these options here. Just cut it back, turn, composure, play feet, done. Or dribble yourself until one of these guys presses you, and then you play a midfielder, whatever. But so many more options there. Especially someone who is comfortable in the ball should be always looking to utilize the fact that you can dribble out of most situations. Because then it just boom. Just clear it. And now they get a chance they don't deserve. I'm pretty sure David doesn't quite make it to it. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
No, because most of them were pretty much the same.
Yeah. It's a lot of just little things.
Just that outside of the box thinking.
Yeah, and some of the this match is difficult to give you like more specifics on. I think Malden might be a good one to go over if you want like real specifics, because I'm sure they challenged you a lot more. This match, they weren't challenging you much, like actual decision making or movement of your team and stuff. It's very like individual, so it's not too hard. It's like clean up the stupid stuff at the end of the day. All right, dude.
Well,
Where are
all
you guys
right,
going to play?
coach. Macmillan, you want to come out?
No, I'm not. The first time back out is not going to be out there. I'm going to get killed.
Nah, it's just with like, Chris, Jose, Pedro.
The boys.
Basically.
Yeah. I might try playing a little Sunday. We'll see.
All right, coach. I'll see you.
All right, man.
If you want to, we can do the Malden game.
Yeah. I might plan
I'll
for that.
just edit it real quick.
Yeah,
And then
just do
send
what I
it to
did.
you.
Little highlights.
Okay.
All right, man. Have a good one. See
All
you
right,
later.
coach. You too. Thank you.
Yep. Bye. All right.